everybody, so we've got a fun review today as we're discussing Barbie. The time is finally upon us, the week of Barbenheimer. Barbie and Oppenheimer dropping the same day on the same week. But talking strictly Barbie right now, I actually was pretty excited for it. Initially, I was kind of on the fence, but over time, it has won me over more and more with all of the stuff we've seen from it so far. So I could not wait to check out the film, and I guess there is that debate on which film is better between Barbie and Oppenheimer, but I'm not really interested in that debate necessarily. The film follows Barbie, who suffers a crisis that leads her on an adventure with Ken into the real world that has her questioning not just her own world, but also her existence. Before delving into the review, I do want to touch upon the fact that obviously the Writers Guild is on strike and now SAG, and that does make things kind of complicated when you run a channel that talks strictly movies and TV. As far as I'm aware, I think it is still okay to review films because I have a lot of projects that I've been working on even before the actors went on strike. Not only that, but the guidelines now state that we are allowed to review films. So unless something changes in the interim, I am still going to be continuing to review content on the channel because I'm not being paid or influenced by a studio for giving my thoughts, because I very much still stand with the writers and the actors who are on strike right now, and I will leave resources in the description if you want to support them in some shape or form. But anyways, back to talking about Barbie. When it comes to this film, it is kind of interesting the multitude of different ways you could take a film centered around Barbie, especially when you have filmmakers behind it like Noah Baumbach and Greta Gerwig. Two incredible filmmakers that I'm a big fan of, and with a film centered around a character like Barbie, honestly, the film overall very much subverted my expectations, as it still is an incredibly fun experience brought to life on screen, but also tackles nuanced commentaries that I certainly wasn't expecting going into it. I genuinely enjoyed how a lot of the film peels back the layers of these characters on the journey we go on with them in a multitude of powerful ways, while also managing to capture this clever, lighthearted tone. Whenever it does choose to embrace the campier elements to the story, it's actually a very nice blend between serious and comedic. When Barbie does venture into its humor, though, I do think it is simply delightful. So much of this film I found to be so hilarious. Margot Robbie and Ryan Gosling in particular have several sequences that are just brilliant. Some of the sequences of dialogue in particular revolving around Ryan Gosling are some of the funniest moments I've seen on screen so far this year. By and large, I would say the entire cast pretty much oozes charisma, and I think that is one of the best elements, is just the cast in general. Ever since it was announced that Margot Robbie was going to be portraying Barbie in this film, I was on the hype train. And now after watching the film, I think that she is perfection as the character. I loved everything about it. I wouldn't say it's my favorite Margot Robbie performance of all time. I still think Harley Quinn is slightly better, but this is easily top 2 for me, because I feel like she perfectly embodies everything about the character and is so endearing when we witness her go on this emotional journey of growth and self-discovery, even peeling back the layers on what it means to be a woman. It's quite a touching exploration that shines a different spotlight on Barbie than I think a lot of people are used to. The other character that's just as perfect definitely is Ryan Gosling's portrayal of Ken. I adored everything that they did with Ken in this movie. Honestly, this might be my new favorite Ryan Gosling role. I think he is such a scene stealer as Ken. There are quite a few top-notch moments from his character throughout Barbie, and I quite liked where we took his character and how he figures out his own identity while even getting a lovely musical number to top it off. Now, there are a ton of people in this cast. I could be talking about all of them for days because there are just so many of them, whether it's Issa Rae, Kate McKinnon, Will Ferrell, John Cena, Dua Lipa, Michael Cera, etc. There are a lot of them, so I'm going to narrow it down to a few other ones that I do think are worth praising a little bit extra. One of them is Simu Liu, one of the other Kens in this. I think he is probably the second best Ken, to me personally. And he even gets a lovely dance number that's probably one of my favorites in the film. And another big surprise for me was America Ferrera. I don't think I've seen her in pretty much anything in a long time, but she knocks it out of the park in Barbie, and I quite liked her character a lot. Amongst all the various details that Barbie excels in, one of the biggest ones is production design, hair, and makeup. All of those in Barbie are so next level and are a huge attribute to bringing this entire world of Barbie to life for the big screen. Lots and lots of lavish costumes, recreating the dream houses, the vehicles, all of that stuff really does help create a sense of wonder. And if you're a huge fan of Barbie, I think you're going to love that aspect, while also being able to pick up on a lot of different references, because there are a ton of references to Barbie's history all throughout the movie that I probably didn't pick up on all that many because I didn't grow up playing with Barbies. But if you're really into Barbie, I think this is a perfect little Easter egg hunt for you with all the different stuff in this. While Barbie is considered a summer blockbuster, you very much still feel Greta Gerwig's style and fingerprints all throughout the film. Whenever a director that's strictly known for indie films tries to do big bombastic blockbusters, you never truly know if it's going to succeed, and I do think that Greta Gerwig succeeds here with her direction. I think she continues to elevate her style just within the style of blockbuster filmmaking. Now, going back to the cast at large, the cast here is stacked, and I do think that is a big selling point, as much as it is kind of a negative as far as the story's progression, because there are so many different characters that I really feel like could have used a little bit more character development. There are not a lot of arcs explored, as much to my liking at least, because the major one, of course, centers around Margot Robbie and Ryan Gosling's adventure, which I did have a lot of fun going on that exploration with them, but I still think that there are some other characters in here that I think should have had some more exploration as well. Also, I'm kind of nervous how the overall general mainstream audiences are going to react to the story within Barbie, because the story is well executed and it tackles positives and negatives of Barbie in pretty clever ways and balancing that line between fun and dramatic. But after watching Barbie, I think they purposefully avoided emphasizing certain things about Barbie, whether it be the feminist twist on things. They touch upon elements like capitalism and existentialism, which I personally don't have a big problem with, and I do think some of those do kind of go hand in hand when you do talk about a product like Barbie or a character like Barbie. But it just makes me nervous when it comes to general mainstream audiences because of how people react to those kind of topics in media. In general, I quite enjoyed Barbie. It's a very fascinating movie with how it looks at Barbie as a character in a coming-of-age style format that I think works due to the effort and care put into this bombastic adventure from Greta Gerwig. It's going to be a lot of fun discussing Barbie in the comment section down below with you guys, so make sure you share your thoughts down below once you get a chance to check out Barbie. Do you like the film? Do you not like the film? Share your thoughts down below. And also, how are you feeling about the double feature of Barbie and Oppenheimer? Are you doing the double feature Barbenheimer the opening night, or are you spacing them out? Are you watching one on one day, one on the next day? And did you have a favorite between the two, just for hilarity's sake? Thank you guys, as always, for sharing the videos though. I always do appreciate it. Make sure you like on the video and also subscribe to the channel so they reviews, reactions, unboxings, and more. Next time, I'll see you guys later.